certified in about 3 days, fully, highly qualified, certified. And then we go diving for lobsters and have a great day.
Excellent. My wife loves lobsters, so that'll be great if I can get them for free. I'll just grab them myself.
Yeah. And yeah, forget the cell phones because we go out and you're right, there's no coverage.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to talk about now, in relation to where you see the future of the real estate business is, I just published an article this morning that Moody's just downgraded a whole bunch of regional banks. And as we know, the regional banks are the ones that fund the strip malls, that fund the multifamily apartment buildings. So like you were just saying, banks don't want to own real estate, especially the commercial real estate. Right. And I'm a big fan of multifamily, as are you. But something you just said to me, again, I learned something new, is these banks will take them back, but because of their federal guidelines, they got to hold them for 6 months. So you can bang your head against the wall with a realtor who's got the listing, and they're never going to move on your negotiation. But on the day 181, now they're going to sell it to you for 30 cents on the dollar.
Correct. And it's because they have all their mandates and they're publicly traded in some sense, so they have investors. The investors don't want to see a non-performing asset. It doesn't look good for them. So although they have to keep it on their books for a certain period of time because they have a fiduciary responsibility to try and get back some of that, but it becomes similar to like a credit card. When I was 16 years old, I had a $200 credit card that was now worth $600 that I owed them. I ended up selling it for 20 cents on the dollar because 20 cents, you see how you do the math, it only goes back to the original principal. As long as they didn't lose any of the original principal, they might not make as much interest, but that's okay. To keep the bank solvent, all they need to get it back is the principal. So as you're going through it, when you look at those things, what was the original loan? It was $300,000 to ex-homeowner. And then over 30 years, they were going to make themselves $600,000, but they can probably let that property go for $325,000 as long as they get back their original principal plus just a little bit. When the note was $600,000, that's the difference. If you sit there and work on them for that 181 days, they'll make you the offer that's going to put you in a position where you can actually capitalize on the real estate because they need to get it off of their books. That's where we're coming in to save the day. And then it should make sure it's a good opportunity for us too. And that's usually how it works. And with the multifamily, as you're creating these relationships, Michael's 100% right. They're going to give you something called an REO tape. It's real estate that they own that they had to take back that they want to get off of their books. Once you have access to that and you make your splash, meaning you close your first transaction, they are going to be desperate. Hey, Mike, what else do you want to buy? We have these 42 other properties. You want to take a look at these? And then when you have an abundance of incoming opportunity, you'll learn how to cherry pick the deals that are going to be the best ones. You got to put yourself in that abundance opportunity because otherwise you're going to be, fighting pigeons for crumb on every single deal. I think this one is good, so I'm going to go for it because it's your only option. If you have a list of deals, then you could choose. This one will work out the best mathematically. This one's in a good location. This one, you know what I mean? Like you want to put yourself in that abundance opportunity. And exactly what Mike said is a great way to do it because they're going to be looking to liquidate those assets because they have to maintain their own, solvency. And that's where our opportunity is. Let's make a deal.
And with banks, when banks are getting downgraded, that is the first signal that they're going to start taking stuff back because that means that their assets are not performing.
Correct. Absolutely. And what are we going to do to save the day? Hi, it's Mike and John. We can figure it out. Show us your REO tape.
You got 200 units and we're going to buy it at 20, 30 cents on the dollar. I'll take all of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
that's I think when we first met, I think you told me that you've got more money than deals.
Yeah, unfortunately, I guess, or fortunately, I'm not sure. But it's been my experience that there's generally two different types of people that sit in this particular business. There's guys that they're managing investments and money side, which is where I happen to be, but I don't have time to look for the deals. So then there's also guys on your side of the table that have an experience with both, but you're focusing on manufacturing the deal, not waiting for the opportunities to come to you. You're manufacturing the deal by going through the short sale process and things like that. It's a perfect marriage. We just got to figure out how we can work together symbiotically because you're doing something that I can't do. I'm doing something that you can't do. We need to work together. That's usually how it works. So if we can kind of maintain that relationship with either wholesalers or people that are on the investor side, I'm happy to be a capital partner, an advisor, because there's too much business out there to be selfish right now. There's so much out there. And then once we will learn how to capitalize it, we can take over everything. I'm totally okay with having 2,000 doors fractionalized ownership. If I'm in for 20% of 2,000 doors, I'll be happy. Everyone else can share and everything else. That's fine. But that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. I heard it recently that millionaires are generally made in the real estate business. That's like a fact. Everyone knows this. Billionaires are made in owning a small percentage of equity in a lot of stuff. So I want to get to the point where we can get to that kind of avenue. So if we all happen to be 20% partners in 2,000 doors, Are we billionaires yet? I'm not sure.